It's the Blackpool Pleasure Beach or Pleasure Beach Resort fan club event for Aviktas, and hopefully we're going to get to have a very close-up look at the new ride, which is now towering above us. I mean, it just looks gorgeous. The gold of the swing arm looks amazing. I'm now on the park, and I'm drenched. Here comes the rain again. It's been, I think the term is, chucking it down all day. Typical, last day of the season and all that. And now it's just waiting for the fireworks, and then it's all over. It's all over, except, of course, there's that big boy. For anyone who says this thing isn't impressive, you've clearly not been here. It's really impressive and it's really big. And I'm really liking the gold. The grey would be better green, just saying. So this is it. This is the end of the season. We got here. Take a look at that. And that's the look you're going to get from it, towering over River Caves. And here we have the Aviktas sign. And directly above it, woo, the mighty ride. Last few rides are closing. Nash is shut. The avalanche broke down earlier today, so that stopped running. And, well, not a lot left. Shooting some fireworks, then off into coasters, and then whatever this fun event is. I have to say, it was really cool. The only problem with where it was standing, and the dome was brilliant to see the fireworks through, and under, it did unfortunately leave me going against the tide to get to coasters afterwards. But it was fine. But I got to hear so many people saying great things. Kids, families, adults. Everyone's had a great day. Even though they're probably all drenched. As they say in all the best movies, I'll see you on the inside. We've got a nice little lanyard, and we've all remember with a raffle ticket. I think maybe the raffle ticket is to win a very large drum, which could be awkward. I won't get it on the train. Although I'll give it a go. So, anyone who doesn't believe in coincidence, my number is 67. My daughter would now be going 67, 67, 67, which I don't understand. However, I was, for my sins, born that year. Ooh. Freaky man. There are a lot of people here.
I'd be dying to do that. Not quite sure what it's got to do with it. It's good fun. Anyway, so hello and welcome everyone. Hopefully you're all wearing a lanyard that looks like this, because you'll need to wear that throughout the event this evening. Let's cover off filming and photo before we do anything else. It's a little bit complicated, but for anything to do with Aviktas, filming and photos are absolutely fine. You can film whatever you like and take as many photos as you like. So anything to do with Aviktas, absolutely just go for it, that's fine. Okay. Clear. If you're a budding YouTuber, I know there are a few, then please be aware that not everyone may want to be in your YouTube video, so please be respectful of other people that are around you. So in summary, to all of that, yes to anything filming and photos for Aviktas, no to anything filming and photos for Wallace and Gromit, and yes to anything else except when on a ride. Got it? Yeah. Okay. There's a very horrible sounding line, so I'm going to say it really quickly. Any behaviour deemed by us to be unacceptable ends the event immediately for you and you won't be permitted on future events. Merry Christmas. So the first question that we won't be able to answer is, when is Aviktas opening? The answer to this is it's opening in spring 2026. Every single person that works here that's in this room has been primed to say that. So spring 2026 is the answer. Okay. And in September we buried a time capsule on the site with contributions from over 200 fans, which is really good. We've got a bit of a history with time capsules. We buried one near the space tower. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Anyway, we can't find it. So at some point someone will dig it up and we'll make a great discovery, but we know where this one is, hopefully. So engineering the ride, so we've had some recent milestones. In October, the piling work was completed for the ride, right down to a depth of about 20 metres. Part of that is because of the beach and the sand that Pleasure Beach is actually built on. And then just last week, after all the ride kit had actually arrived on site, and getting it on site was a bit of a drama. The pendulum part, which is the longest single part, only literally fitted with about an inch to spare by Passage del Terror. We actually brought it in that way. And yes, it's true that 2 supports went up, and then they came back down, and then they went back up again, and we put all 4 up. And that was partly to do with the weather on the day that we were doing it. It's quite a difficult thing to do. But the swing arm on the ride is now in place. And the seats are actually on site and they're waiting to be fitted. And you're going to get a little sneak peek at those seats this evening. We have something else to show you for the first time this evening as well. Okay, so you will get a nice up-close view of one of the toppers on the right. So this is the top piece that's going to go right up on the ride on either side at the top, and you're going to see that. It's in 2 halves, but you'll still get to see it nice and up close to see that. It's obviously the first time we've announced that. Okay, so let's just give you a few. I mean, some of you will probably know most of this already, depending on how much of a geek you are, but this ride is the larger version. It's the 40-seater version. The height of the ride is about 27 metres, about 88 feet of the structure of the ride, but however, when it's at full swing, it goes up to 42 metres, which is about 138 feet, so hopefully it should swing higher than the big one in the section of the big one track that's close to the ride. The swing angle is about 120 degrees, and it's correct that riders should feel weightless when they're at the top of the ride. The base itself is 26 metres by 16 metres. It's quite geeky, but anyway. It also has the most powerful drive system on the market for this style of ride. This will actually be the 7th version of this size of this ride from Intamin that's out there in the world. So the other ones are in Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Australia, South Korea and Shanghai. So ours will be the biggest one in the UK by some considerable margin. Okay. Alright, so something fun, hopefully. So on your ticket, you should all have, I haven't got one because I can't win. You can. You should have some raffle tickets. I'm going to just grab it. Right, so this is the high point of my career. So we've named this Vicky Slivers. And Vicky is going to pick out the raffle prize winners. If you win a prize, don't come up, just put your hand up and one of these guys, Leanne over there, will bring your prize over to you, okay? So we're going to start low and then we're going to build up, hopefully. So the first prize here is a seagull and a mug. I said we were starting low. Vicky's not very good at times, turns out, picking up raffle tickets. Now I find this out. Okay, so also tonight, right at the end, 5 of you, is it 5? Yes, it's a good job I prepared for this. 5 of you get to walk up Infusion Lift Hill and have an aerial view of the Aviktas site. So let's do the same again. If you don't like heights, you can swap it to someone else because it is quite high. But 67! Because I'm behind the scenes to chuckling. What we're going to do is we're going to split you literally down the middle, not literally, but so half the room is going to go down the River Caves ramp, and we'll direct you into your view of the Aviktas site. Remember, for all of that, filming and photos are absolutely fine. Don't forget, because of the position of it, don't forget to have a look at that topper that you've seen. It's in a bit of an odd place. You'll see a few other bits and pieces. And just remember, obviously, what we said about uneven surfaces, mud, low light levels, and all of that stuff. So that's going to be group 1. So anyone on that side of that line there down the middle, you, sir, you're in the middle, so that's with the hat. You're the dividing line, that's all right. If you're on that side, you go to the Aviktas site first. And then if you're on this side of the room, if you can go to Wallace and Gromit, go to the Speedy Pass entrance.
You know what? I'm having to go all this way away from it just to try and get it in the same shot. It is an absolute beast. Anyone who compares this to a fairground ride, wow, good luck. No. Not unless you're checking a lot of concrete. It's really huge. It's shockingly huge because, of course, being that most people are seeing, when they're walking around the park, are seeing this from above rather than the level, you don't actually understand just how high it is. There is a temporary platform on pallets, high tech, which is presumably going to be the height of the platform that you walk across to go and get onto your seats. Yeah, yeah. I really need to bring a camera with a much wider lens. It's huge, it's huge. And this is why we're all here. Say hello to Aviktas. I really don't think anything, the only problem I've got is wherever I try and shoot this, it's difficult to get any perspective on it. Even when people are walking in front of it, looking a little bit like humans v Godzilla. It's that big. So here, as I said, are the seats. There are the seats behind me. Presumably they're going to go on that bad boy fairly quickly. Now they're here and ready to go. They've got this temporary platform up at the height it's supposed to be on pallets, and rock and roll. This has been awesome. Awesome. Clearly the closest we will ever get to see this, because this is going on top of that big boy up there. If you put these two bits together, judging at the height of each one, I reckon we're looking at they're probably about 16 foot. They look fairly big and fairly impressive, and that gold on the snake is going to wonderfully reflect the sunlight. I know it's Blackpool, but they have sunlight here. Honestly, I've seen it. Anyway, there you go. There it is, and it's phenomenal. And quite frankly, a bit terrifying too. Right, I'm off to Wallace and Gromit, which hopefully is not as terrifying. Now we're going to do a behind the scenes of Wallace and Gromit, not the bits everyone else has previously seen. Can't film in there, so I'm going to turn this off and wipe my lens because I seem to have raindrops on there. Aviktas. Oh, beyond awesome. Beyond awesome. And Merry Christmas from the Pleasure Beach. And from Park Spectre. I will see you all in 2026.
Laters.